In this session, we're going to look at the next tab on the formatting details. So we're going to look at this portion. Now this, as you see, says number, so it would be used for number formatting. There are a variety of formats that Excel allows you to kind of put your numbers in, and that's what we're going to try out here as we look at this. Before we start, the first thing we'll do is we'll open this list here. You see this general tab? We'll try and click on this so that it opens the list that is there. It speaks about a set of data points which says general, number, currency, accounting, then date, time, percentage, fraction, scientific. So there are a variety of data points that would come in, and we can try and kind of look at this. It also says text, so you can store even a number as a text, right? Now let's try out some of these. So let's say the input is 12354. I want to convert it to a number, right? So I can click on this number format here. I click on this number format. By default, it adds 2 decimal points. Can I change the decimal point? So there are 2 ways to do it. One, you see these tabs here. You see the tabs here, which basically talks about a left arrow with decimals and a right arrow with decimals. The right one will reduce the decimals. The left one will add more. If the cell entry crosses the width of the cell, it goes beyond this and it starts giving all these hashtags. You can just realign the cell and it automatically gives you the data. So I can add the number of decimal points depending on what is needed there, right? Let's look at the next one, which talks about currency. So I go there, select currency. Currency automatically adds 2 decimals once again. I can again change the decimals with the same decimal tabs, but it also adds the currency side right, sign right in the front of the cell. Now, in this, we have defined it to be a rupee currency. We can change that to a dollar and it automatically puts in a dollar as well. We can put into euros and it will put in euros. This tab here on the left hand side, this tab here talks about what currency we are looking at, right? So I can look at rupee, dollar, euro, Chinese, whatever. We'll go back to rupee. Similar is the case with accounting. When we look at accounting, let's put in the accounting tab. Double click. Now it seems very similar to what the currency thing does with a slight difference. If I increase this and I increase this, the difference in the currency and the accounting tab will become evident as we start using them. So at this point of time, both of them look similar. That's because in the currency tab also we have the accounting format. If I go and click to currency now, you will note the difference. In the case of currency formatting, the currency will have the rupee symbol or the currency symbol just next to the text. The accounting tab is more for accounting purposes, so it kind of differentiates the currency on the left alignment and puts the data on the right alignment, right? That's the only difference that is there. Purely from a cosmetic purpose, this difference exists. Otherwise, almost all the data points that come in would come in here. The other difference that you will see is if I put a negative number here, if I put, let's say, -1234, the currency tab can display a minus sign here. If I put in -1234, you see that again the minus comes ahead of the currency sign, and the currency sign is right at the beginning. So that's the only difference between accounting and currency as we look at that. I go back to the reverse initial point using Control Z. I undo what I did, right? So that's what we did. Let's reformat this, align it again to this thing, and move ahead with the next set of data points. Now, in Excel, if you just put in the date as 23 June 2015, it'll automatically put the date in this format, right? So initially, let's say we have put in the date as 23 June 2015, and we put this date here. There are 2 formats which are available, which call short date and long date. Let's click on the short date format. It basically formats it in the form of 623. Let's put the long date format. In the long date, it'll also add the year to it. Now let's say we want to kind of change this to a format where while the year comes in, I also want to write down, let's say, what is the month there. So I don't want to remove the month from here. This, remember, is in month, month, date, date, and year, year format. So what I can do is I can right click and I can format these cells. I can do that to any of the cells. So for example, I can also right click this cell, go to format cells. It opens up this menu bar where I can increase the decimal places to a number I want. I can put what I want in the negative numbers. Do I want them